So here we have Sky, and Sky is working on her place command this week, and I'm going to show you how it is we're working on that. She's already getting it up there, but I want to wait till she's sent there. So I'm going to call her off, Sky, because I never gave her the command in the first place. Go girl. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to signal to the bed, so I'm going to tell her place by pointing at the bed. Go girl. So when she breaks off, I'm just going to glide her back on. Place. Go girl. You'll notice I don't give any treats at the beginning of this, and Sky is not holding this for super long amounts of time. Instead, what I'm having her do is I want her to learn the terminology and what I'm asking of her with this command. So now, the first day or two, we did use treats to get her on the bed because I wanted it to be a positive experience and her to understand there is a reward coming. So she got a treat when she first started. Now we're out past that phase. I guide her right back to the bed. Place. No praise when she breaks away prematurely. I don't want her to think she's being rewarded for breaking away. So as I was saying though, she did start off with that lure phase. Now she's to the phase where I just signal to the bed and she knows what I'm asking of her with that aspect. Now we're building on time and explaining or introducing more of that terminology. So I'll say that if she goes to prematurely break, or if her body signals that she might be thinking about it, because sometimes a puppy will kind of dance at the edge and that body language is signaling to me that she might be trying to break or thinking about it. So if I can stop it before it happens, great. If not, that's when I just get her right back on the bed. If she was a little smaller, I would just pick her up and put her on there, but she is a little heavy girl, so just gently guide her back on. Nothing negative with it. Always wanting to be positive. I want her to associate this command with nothing but positive things. No treats throughout the command. Instead, I'm going to walk up throughout it periodically and tell her, good girl, good job. She's going to roll right off the back. She loves belly rubs. Good girl, good place, good place. Nice gentle rubbing, gentle tone of voice. Place, reminding her as I walk away that she still has to hold it. So you'll notice that I did just give her a belly rub. And gently just guide her back on. Please. And again, no praising. I don't want to reward that she just broke prematurely. Turning my back to her, breaking eye contact. That's a change in my body language that she could see as a weakness or a point where maybe she can get away with breaking away. But yes, so just making sure that she understands she has to hold this command, no matter what I'm doing, using that noise. And then again, going up and praising her throughout it without a treat. Oh. She's a very, very fun puppy. A little clumsy, but very fun. Doing then that focus with some obnoxious noises. Because if she finds a treat or something on the floor, she might think that she could break away and then she gets rewarded. So just going to gently push her back onto that bed a little bit more evenly. Place. I'm not going to praise that by any means. And again, the reason I don't use treats is the treats is for the end goal. I want her to understand the treats are what she gets at the end after working so hard throughout the command. I'm not going to have her hold it terribly long because we are just starting with it, and I want to keep it positive and short because at this age, you should keep your sessions fairly short with them. Place. Wait until all 4 feet get back on there, and then I say that place command again. And it's all about repetition. If I have to keep putting her back on there, that's what I'm going to have to do. Place. Don't want her to think it's a game either. I do want to get her back on there as quick as possible because it kind of goes over a young dog's head what it is you're asking of them if it takes you longer than 10 to 20 seconds to get them back into the same spot or same position. And as I was saying, I was giving her a belly rub. That's body language signaling like she might break. As I did earlier, I did give her a belly rub because the place command is not a structured command. With a sit stay or down stay, especially down stay, if she rolled over on her back for a belly rub, I would not praise that. This way. Place. Place. Sit stay and down stay are far more structured than the place command. That's why she can get those belly rubs. She can eventually down the road have a long-term treat or create safe toy to occupy her and help the time go quicker. But for right now, I want her focused on the command. But with a downstay, if she rolled on her back, she would not get those belly rubs. I would wait till she got back on her belly into a proper and structured down, and then that's when she would get praise from me. So I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna praise her. It's not a touch release. Instead, I just praise her. Tell her, good girl, good job. And then I take maybe a step or so away and I say, okay, yes, good job. And I'm only gonna say that release word one time. Just like with any other command, you could ruin a release word. So I'm gonna try to say that one time. Sky. Hi. Please. Yes, good girl. Using those positive marker words are just like throwing treats at her across the room. So I want to make sure I use those very, very often. So she knows she's doing exactly what I want her to do. She sees me sitting down as maybe a sign of weakness and change of body language. Please. The reason I don't give the release word from a distance is I eventually want to be able to leave the room and have Sky hold this command. If I give her the release word from a distance and then left the room, she's going to have anticipation build up, and that's where she's going to think, well, I left the room, so maybe she can get away with breaking away prematurely. And I don't want her to think that. I want her to understand the release word is only going to happen if I'm standing right next to her. Good girl. Good job. Very good girl. She's doing really good with this. Then again, I walk around, break eye contact, change of body language, open some gates. Good girl. Please. I'm trying to get it right back on there. Sky, please. Good girl. The reason I heavily use those as well, those positive marker words, I don't want her to think that when I acknowledge her, that means she can get away. Like just a moment ago, she thought she could prematurely break because I used a positive marker word from a distance. I don't want her to think that that's acceptable. So getting her right back on there, and then now that she's settled, I'm gonna walk up and praise her. No release this time, just praise. Good girl, good job. Good job, good place. Good place. Place. Turn right back to her, she's doing really, really good. Again, keeping these kind of short spurts, and then we're going to build up time with this command. Good place. Okay. Good girl. Good job. Or another one. Good job. We're going to do it again. Sky. Place. Yes, good girl. Place. I have a little bowl here with some food. That's a good distraction. Good girl. I'm gonna praise that. Good girl. So when I do start to leave the room, I'm gonna praise her every time I get steps. So I'm gonna step into the bathroom. Not gonna close the door. I wanna keep this successful. Good place. Place. Good girl. I'm gonna step into the bathroom a little out of sight. I'm not going to close the door because I want to be able to try and get her right back on there. And then we'll build up to me leaving the room completely and closing doors behind me. But for right now, I'm just going to step out of sight. Good girl. And I want to praise that. Every time she does a little bit further of a marker, so like me walking into the bathroom, next time when I'm going to go close the door, that I want to praise that. Good place. 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 gonna step in the bathroom again. Not closing the door still. That probably won't be today, but really be something we do next week. There you go, girl. Good place. Good girl. Okay. Yes, good job. We're gonna do one more. Sky, come. Good. I want to reward that she came over to me. Good job. Sky, place. Good girl. Once I say that place, she has to follow through. The place is a really great command to utilize in the home when you want her just to go somewhere and be content. So you don't necessarily have to use a raised bed like this. You can use a regular dog bed, a blanket. Anything in the home you want to use is a designated spot for Sky to go and lay down and be content. I love using this command when I do the dishes in my home, when I sweep or do other house chores, because I know where my puppy is or my young dog is, and they're out of the way, but they're also content. So, as mentioned before, she can eventually have a crate safe toy or a long-term treat, but right now I'm just focusing on the command until she has it nice and strong. So she's not just staying there because she has something to occupy her. Those are some other distractions we're going to add down the road, like sweeping around her, putting things and rolling toys on the floor, things like that. So we're going to build up those distractions, but right now it's just learning the terminology, understanding what the command is asking of her, or what I'm asking of her with this command, and then we're going to grow with it from there. So she's doing really, really great. I'm going to have her hold this for just a moment longer, and then I'll give the release. One thing I did not mention, another good time to use this command in your home is if you're working from home, as it's a really great office space command. So if you're sitting in your home office and you want her to be content somewhere, this is a really great command to utilize when you're doing maybe your meetings or paperwork. I love using this command when I do my paperwork here in a loose manner. Even her feet just touching the floor. Place. Now I'm gonna have her work up a little bit longer time before I give that release. I'm gonna step in the bathroom again. Place. So she broke away. We're gonna go right back down there. And we're gonna always end on a positive note. So I want her to end with a good success rate of this command. Place. So I want to step in that bathroom. And as long as I can step in there, count to 10, and come back out without her breaking away, then I'm going to give her the release. I heard her feet come off. We're going right back on there. I'm going to do it one more time. Hopefully one more time. Until we get a good success or a good positive ending. Place. Place. Just like that. That's exactly how I want to end. Gonna grab her a couple little pieces of the treat and kibble. Good police. Good police. Okay. Yes, good girl. We give her a little bit of a jackpot there. She did good. And we're ending this session. So as always, I want to end the session with a sit. Good girl. A down. Good girl. Get her to move again. And her strongest command, sit. Oh, Sky. Just gonna hold the hand signal for her. I'm not gonna repeat the command. Good girl. Don't want to sit there repeating any commands. We're gonna actually do one more down and one more sit. Sky. Sit. No feeding into that. Good girl. Down. Good girl. Let's do one more sit. Okay. Sit. No. Want to end on a positive note. Definitely losing focus because it's been a little longer than probably wanted to be. She's anticipating the down is next, so this guy. Oh, she found a freebie. This guy sit. Not gonna repeat the command. Gonna wait it out. This guy, because we just want to end on a positive note. Good girl, sit. Sky. Yes, good girl. And we're gonna end on that. So we end on a positive note with the place command. We ended with her sits and downs. It did take a little bit of work there. She is probably starting to lose focus. It's been a little bit longer of a session. But I want to still praise her. I want to end on a good note, and I want her last memory of training to always be a positive one and a successful one. So she ended, like I said, great with the place, ended with her sits and downs, and actually completed them positively. And then, yeah, lots of praise. So this is Sky working on her place command. Good job. Good job. Very good girl. Very